2014 to 2019 Toyota Corolla trunk and fuel release lever replacement. It's this guy right here. So I'm going to be showing you how to replace this. I have an OEM one, Toyota OEM one, but they do sell these aftermarket. It comes as an assembly, and on Amazon they have the Toyota genuine one and aftermarket ones available. I'll link them both below. So basically, to get this guy out, we got to remove the carpet. Not fully, but just we got to pull the carpet up enough to get to it. I'm going to just be taking the whole seat out because I was trying to do it without taking the seat out, but the carpet wouldn't come up enough. But I'm going to show you what's going on, and then you can decide what you want to do. But yeah, I'm going to be showing you how to pull this carpet up right here. So what you want to do is after you get the seat up, which I'll show you in a sec, you want to pull these trim pieces off. So you want to grab this little trim piece right here and wiggle and pull this up. And don't worry, I know the seat's up right now, but I'm going to show you how to remove it. And then what I do is I take a flathead and I kind of pull up these wire guides. Be careful not to damage your wiring. And then, because these wire guides are sitting on top of the carpet, so you got to pull these up and remove them so then you can get the carpet up. So I'm just going to gently pull this carpet up. Now my initial plan was to get to it and just put my tools under the carpet and do what I got to do, but it became really annoying and like not feasible for me. So I'm going to go ahead and just take the whole seat out. As you can see, like you can kind of get the carpet off enough to get in there. And if you really wanted to, you could probably replace it without taking the seat out, but I'm going to go ahead and take the seat out. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys how to do that right now. Hey guys, real quick, if you have an 11th generation Toyota Corolla, I just want you to know I have a repair tutorial video pack. It comes with over 40 videos that are all related to your Corolla with PDF files, all kinds of extra things. It comes on a USB stick, so if you're tired of looking through videos that are kind of helpful online, or you're looking for a video that's not there anymore, this video pack's for you. It comes with the most common repair tutorials and then a lot of uncommon repair tutorials that you don't do too often. But whatever you got going on your Corolla, it's probably covered in this video pack. Like I said, it's 40 videos. It's quite a lot. The price is $19.99. It comes on a 16 gigabyte USB stick as pictured here. All you got to do is go to my fourth wall page, scroll over to the green USB, the video pack here, click checkout or add to cart, and then click checkout on the right. And then type in your shipping and your payment information. And then within a few days, it'll arrive in your mailbox and you'll be good to go. Okay, back to the video. Seat. So the first thing you want to do is get these bolt covers off for the seat bolts. Just remove these covers. You can just grab them and kind of wiggle and pull them outwards and they'll come off. Here's our bolt right here. Same for the side over here. Remove this bolt cover, and then any french fries, go ahead and get them out of there too. On the back, just go ahead and pull this mat out the way, and then you might want to use a flathead maybe, but in the back on the rails there are these little stoppers that I pop out. And when you stop those out, then you could easily kind of grab the covers and wiggle them and pull them outwards. And then the bolt's right there for that one. Same back here, we'll get this little stopper out the track. Basically, when I went to pull off the covers, they would get stuck on the little stopper. And so I'll just remove that. But be careful with these covers. Like if you just rage rip them off, you could do that, but then they'll break and they'll bend and they won't go back on how they were. I'll remove these, and there's the part numbers for these in case you decided to break any of them or if any of them broke. But here's our bolts. Let's go ahead and get our bolts off. It's a 14 millimeter. They're a little tight, obviously, because they're like a seat bolt, but not too bad. Go ahead and get these off right here, and then don't lose these, of course. All right, got that one, and then we'll get this one over here. All right, now you could lift this seat up a little bit. Now there's wire connectors under here. There's 3 of them. 2 of them are super easy, and then the one of them is kind of a pain. But I'm gonna tell you what I know. So this one has a little tab in the middle. You can just push the tab down and then pop it backwards. The one in the center has a thumb tab. You want to use your thumb and push it and then pull it backwards. Now the yellow one is an ABS connector, so you want to be very careful. It has a little white lock. You're gonna gently just pull the white lock forward. And then once that white lock is unlocked, then what I did is I just came in here and got in between the yellow connector and the white lock, and then pushed up and pushed it outwards, and it came off. The yellow part of this is kind of like a sleeve, and then it has that white little shifting lock. So just be patient with this one. If it's driving you nuts, if you're getting stuck, then take a break. And And then it has a little wire guide right here. I don't have my wire guide tool remover. I just had to use what I had. But yeah, you get this wire harness off of the seat, set this to the side, and then we're going to go ahead and lift this out. Some people like to turn them sideways, but I mean, however you get it out, just lift it out. Careful not to scratch your door panel or your interior paint. So now that we got this off, now I can kind of pull this carpet up a little bit easier. And if you have like a bungee cord, you can kind of bungee it and pull it to the side. Here's my new latch assembly right here. Now, it's not too bad. There's just 2 cables on it. So there's a 10mm bolt right here we're going to take out. Just going to remove this 10mm, and then we're going to take the bolt and save it. And we're going to take the assembly off of its position and then slide it backwards through this hole in the frame and just kind of grab it out of here. The cables run through a cable guide like right behind it. So if you pop those out, it makes things easier. And then, yeah, like, so you have more slack. It's the guides right here. And then once this is free, all we gotta do is switch over our new one. So what you wanna do is pop the cables out. The white part pops out first, and then you take the little tip of it, that little silver cylinder thing, and then just route it into the new one, and then pop the white thing back into the lock. Do both sides. Obviously, make sure when you have it set up on your new one, like, pull the levers and make sure it's working before you put it back in. I think there's enough tension on it to where you could make it, but I'm just saying, like, you don't want to pull the trunk lever and then the gas door open, you know, make sure it's good and right. So once you got the cables back in, we're just going to slide it back through the frame right here. It can be a little tedious, just, you know, be patient, take your time, and just slide it back through. And then we're going to line up the little guide that's on the assembly, and then we'll put the 10mm bolt in place. Just get this started, and we'll go ahead and tighten this down. And then remember to put the cables back in the cable guide, because that helps keep tension on the cables, so it, you know, when you pull the lever, it like has a quick response. Just get those back in place. All right. Now once those are in place and you got your assembly in place, we're just gonna slowly let this carpet go back to where it needs to go. You probably have to massage it and, like, you know, wrestle it back into place, make sure, you know, you get everything in place, and then that's it for the replacement. And then I forgot to mention, I took off that corner piece by the driver kick panel earlier. That helped to get more slack for the carpet. So I'm gonna go ahead and put all my pieces back on. I'll do this part off camera, and then I'll show you how to put the seat back in now. All right, now it's time to reinstall the front seat. So you want to put the seat in, and there's little pegs on the bolt brackets that you want to line up right here. You'll see them. Just get them kind of in the car and in there. And once you get your seat in here, I hope obviously you got it in, you know, safely and you didn't scratch nothing. What I do is I just kind of get the bolts going. I've already lined up everything, and now I'm going to put the bolts in. Some people like to hand thread them all first before they tighten them down. I recommend doing that. Okay. And then just get them pretty tight. Now we'll put these covers back on. Now the back ones, you kind of slide them in, and then you kind of have to, like, move the sides of it to kind of get it to go in place. I couldn't find, like, a super smooth way to do it. Otherwise, I would, you know, show you guys. But you just kind of do what you got to do to get it back into its original location. And then the stoppers, you just push them up into the track and then push them forward to lock them in. Do that on both sides. And we'll put these covers in on the front. Just kind of slide them in. They do somewhat slide back in place, but you kind of got to, like, you know, wrestle them a little bit to get them back into their original position. And then we just got to plug these connectors back in. So this one, you're going to pull the yellow sleeve backwards, and then you'll slide the sleeve on, and then you'll push it on, and then you'll push the white lock down to lock it at the end. So you kind of just push it on, and then that white lock is just, you just push that at the last thing. And then the other connectors, they can only go into their original spot. But that's it, guys. So hopefully this video helped you out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video. Guys, that's all the information I got for you. The rest of the video is just some products and other stuff I got going on. Totally up to you if you want to stick around. I got a 15% off Oxido.com promo code. Now, Oxido has a bunch of products, but what they're mostly known for is their really good aftermarket headlights. So if you got an older car, 80s, 90s, 2000s, even a newer car, if it has a bulb, they probably got an upgraded bulb for you. You may have seen aftermarket LED headlights on Amazon, but the thing, I'm not going to say any names, but the thing is, they have a lot of issues. Sometimes they start to flicker after a few months, or they get hot and the LED burns off. These are available on Amazon. You can get them there. However, if you go to the website and use the promo code Guillermo Auto, you can get 15% off. It's really easy. All you got to do is go to the website on your phone or your computer and then put in what kind of car you have, what year, make and model, you know, that stuff, and then it'll display to you all the available lights for your vehicle. You can get headlights, tail lights, interior lights. Highly recommend getting some good interior lights. You'll be surprised how bright it is. So just type Guillermo Auto in at the checkout and you'll get 15% off.